Hi, I'm going to do a live tarot reading. Oops, for the general energies. I've got like 5 decks or so I'm just going to go through them, pull some cards. I hope everybody's doing well. Normally I do these readings like in the before noon, so I'm curious to see what it's like to do it in the evening. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So that was the Well-Being deck from Abraham Hicks. And I have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And I'm going to do Ascended Masters. So, okay. And the Ruby deck. The big, huge cards. Oops. Okay, these two want to come out. And we get into this one. Rider-Waite, Golden Universal. Oops. Okay, just a second. I had kind of insomnia the last few nights, so I don't know. I had a bit of a Timothy Chalamet film festival. I really liked. I think it's called Hot Summer Nights. It's a really good movie, and there's very few sort of period movies that get it right, and I thought that was pretty good. But because I was a teenager in the '80s, it seemed pretty realistic. Another movie from the '80s that I think is really realistic is the Australian one called Puberty Blues. It's so if you're gonna do a double feature, I would recommend those. And okay, let's go. Crystal Wisdom. Second. Oops. That one jumped and then hid really fast. So yeah, it's interesting seeing a bunch of different works by him. There's some actors, it's you see variation depending on who's director. And, there's well, my channel isn't about movie reviews, so I shouldn't go too deep. But, okay. That's another video channel. Okay, I'm just gonna do 2 more decks. The Mother piece and the mini Rider-Waite. Sorry, I live in Montreal, so it's bilingual here. So occasionally, I want to say something in French, and probably some of the audience doesn't speak French, so I'm just gonna stick with one language. All right, and then. And then the last one. This is my first deck I ever got, the Mother Piece one. I really like it. Oops, okay. Just get 1 or 2 more from this, and we're all done. Oh, is that 2? No. Oops, this guy. All right, let's begin. So we have passion for purpose. And I have this like upside down on the table, so I'm going to read it as upside down. I'm going to also read what it says in the book for this one, because I haven't pulled this card before. Love, like life, flows through the heart. Feel the thrill of the flow and say nothing. So because it was upside down, I feel like perhaps we're not doing this. We're not listening. We're not allowing like life to be directed like through our heart, and that sort of silent trust we have with our heart and the flow of the universe. So there's some resistance today about that. I'm just going to look at the picture for a second. Yeah, so I just feel like there's like a general loneliness, like you feel your worth. You're so ready for something good to come into your life, like to engage with either somebody or some new project, or to have like recognition for what you've done. It just feels really solid, like you've manifested something, and then you're just sort of like waiting for someone to take notice, like to see your value, to like put a smile on your face, let's say, like, because she sort of seems to have it all together, but has a case of the drabs too. And then there's this void next to her, which is also like the place of creation, where we work on like mysterious things seemingly out of nothing. And it's that like silence, that imposed kind of silence that we've all had to deal with for a year now, seems like. Yet every layer of this loneliness or creativity done in isolation or reflection has these like layers of passion in them. And it's like, yeah, it seems like this anticipatory feeling of like, when is the human world, when will this sort of connect with my life in a way that like brings me up? Like, will my life match like the up leveling that I've done, all this work that I've done? And the answer is like, yes. But it's like you really have to step into that faith kind of aspect so that this energy isn't like hanging upside down, like it's not in suspension. You have to like let the flow take place and trust like some unknown factors that like how the universe works with you, like in concert. And it's like if you allow like universal energies to flow, it's like your best friend, like the universe is with you and like sort of creating like a logic to everything that you can kind of rest easy and just allow to happen. So like don't leave yourself in suspension right now, doubting the process. Like it's worth all that stuff that you went through is worth it in terms of like leveling up and being more yourself, being like a more beautiful version of yourself. Even if like physical changes or hardships have, made you stressed out and everything, there is like in your core, like this brand new strength, this thing that you've created from nothing seemingly, but then nothing is sort of the communication with the universe and like allowing it to work in your life so that you can have like create beautiful things. And one of the beautiful things might be like a really passionate relationship where you're finally being treated like as the person that you are. You're really stepping into your authenticity. You're not taking any more like situations that are inauthentic to you. Because like this person is really clear. You know, like some of the pictures, like this other one is like more sketchy, but we can really see this person by contrast. So, I mean, you have like a very clear image of who you are moving forward, and you're very passionate. Like there's an elegance to it and a perfection because you've been working at it for a while now, and it's like who's the lucky one that gets to like be a part of this beautiful life. Okay, and then the other card we got upside down is commitment. Yeah, so I guess there's like, you're also doubting, like, is this commitment really coming in? But the energy of commitment is present. It's just like you have some resistance to it. So it's like, it's not like the other person's fault, let's say, because everything is like starts within us. So how much are we personally accepting ourselves, loving ourselves in this moment, so that then we can have a reflection of that in the real world? So there's a part of you that's not fully committed to yourself, and maybe like sometimes giving that power over to someone to like accept you or choose you or whatever, like steals your power. So, and by power, you know, I mean like connection to source, and it's not power over, it's like power together, you know, and faith. So in order to be this like beautiful expression of like kind of every color and everything like in concert, like even in this card commitment, we see one person. There's not two people here. So it's like the universe and you. So are you committed to yourself? Are you committed to like allowing the universe to like flow around you and like educate you in its kind of wordless way? You know, how much are you having faith that like the universe is essentially good, and that the mystery behind the scenes is working in your favor? So really signing on to that and allowing that to flow like will create like actual commitment and a more focused purpose and passion in your life. So really like, in a kind way, not in a beat yourself up kind of way, like just kind of go, okay, like where is my resistance? Like where am I holding doubts? Like how is doubting really helping the situation? Can I replace the doubt with just like excitement about like, because sometimes people confuse like nervousness as like a fear and like wanting to back off, but maybe you could reinterpret nervousness as just like I'm excited and passionate about my life. I'm excited about this new commitment I have. It's going to change my life. Like people are going to see me differently. It's more like colorful and expressive. They're going to see my real beauty and my true passion and how elegant that is. And it's like really stepping out. Maybe it's very different than what they were, a lot less bland kind of, and a lot less like resistant kind of energy. So it's a lot to look forward to. Even though the cards are upside down, it's like the presence of those energies is here. It's just you just need to flip it in your mind, like, okay, I'm with it, and nerves are just excitement, not resistance. Okay, some people ready. Whatever. That's not what this video is about. I'm just doing a tarot reading. Okay, so then we have the 8 of Cups. Okay. This is, I was curious about like what's the difference between doing a card reading in the morning and night, and now I see from the comments what the difference is. Okay. So, all right. So I'll let you look at the card for a second. All right. I kind of feel like in this card, like the masculine energy is a bit like they're not used to being romantic. They're not used to making these efforts, and it's kind of a chore. Like you see how in his face he's like, "Oh my gosh, like what am I doing?" And she's a little bit like turned off by how awkward he can be, you know. But it's like they're both still making the effort, and normally like the 8 of Cups is like, I'm out of here, like I'm tired of trying. But I don't feel like there's that so much in this card. But yeah, like you might have felt like maybe the relationship in question is something that like you've been working on for a while, or like there've been like failures and like coming back to it, and it's like having another try. And because of like the prickly, uh, like the thorny plant here, like it's easy to like be too sharp with each other, or there's maybe some aggression or lack of like sweetness and stuff between you. Um, yeah, and then like this, the guy seems really, the masculine energy seems really wistful. Like he really actually wants something to work out right now, and things have been pretty thorny, and she's got her mind on something else. So this could be a situation where he's really like the masculine's really put in an effort with someone for a long time, that when they're finally like, okay, this is just maybe too hard and she's not really that into it, and why am I doing this? Like it's just prickly in the end, like what kind of bloom are we creating in this situation? And it feels more like a battle to get her attention than love, let's say. Okay, so I guess it does like sort of line up with regular 8 of Cups type of cards. So I'm just gonna look at your thanks. Your comments are funny. Then we have yoga with Babaji. So there's a certain amount of like focus and joy, like really enjoying like who you are, enjoying your energy, and like how surprisingly like awesome it is, and how focusing on it, like turning, when you turn your focus away from like what other people have created, like other people's movies or content of any kind, and you just go inward, sometimes you're like amazed by like how cool you are, how cool your own thoughts are, like, and it's not until you have that kind of silence and um connection with self, like as you can see with the hands together, it's like I'm going to make a closed circuit of energy throughout my own body and feel what that's like. And like sometimes when people are doing yoga like properly, like, you know, there's that sort of focused energy, and you know, self-improvement through that. Like you don't have to be doing pretzel shapes and stuff. You can simply be more mindful about your breath, or even like putting your hands together, or like um, creates this like cycle of energy that you can sense. And then like look how happy he is. So like I get the sense like if you take the time, even just 5 minutes, to do this and focus on yourself and like what your own personal energy and your own thoughts feel like, I feel like you'll be like pleasantly surprised and kind of blown away by how awesome you are. And then that will help you flip around these energies so that you like are committed to your own energies and like your connection with the universe so that you can really embrace like your passion and be this like exciting figure that's bringing about like this really colorful life, more of a commitment to self and commitment to being awesome, yeah, and you're the most beautiful version of yourself, even if people like are surprised and can't really cope with that, you know, it's like tough luck. Okay, so then we have this card. There's an abundance of everything. Shortage is only a perception. It's kind of true. Like, you know, like even if your town is like not that glamorous and the buildings are just like whatever, it's like still the universe helped whoever had that idea of making that building make the building. Like, and you can see different examples all around the world of like someone had an idea. It's like, I'm gonna be king, or I'm gonna like make a shopping mall, whatever it is. It's like, or a bicycle. It's like it happened. Like there's materials and opportunities, and like there's a million and one like lame TV shows and movies. Like someone had the like, the creative urge to do that and the faith that it could like happen. They made it happen. It's like, you know, the universe is plentiful, and it's like if you want to make beautiful things, like have faith that the universe will gift you with that if you believe it to be true, that it could happen. And then once you decide like, you know, I have this vision for something, it could happen. And if you take the time to like balance, calm yourself down and like really get in the zone, then you kind of like see, you get like little hints of like what's the treasure map to get there. You know, it's like one step at a time, but you might feel like, okay, because I've accepted this awesome like reality that this thing could happen for me, what's my first step, you know? Because it's like, unless you have this focused intention to go after your passions, like you're not going to make these like little mini radical changes and steps in the right direction to like be this like awesome version of yourself. So just make the decision like, you know, I'm a creator, and whether it's like a business or whatever it is, like you just feel it existing like in your heart and in your imagination. If you can perceive it, you can have it, it's yours, you know. So then you just line up with it and go like, okay, what would somebody who's gonna do that do right now, you know, leveling up in some way. So don't feel like there's no abundance in the world. There's plenty of abundance. Maybe they're not like the abundance you would make, you know, but certainly there's opportunity out there for people. Why not you? I'll just read the back of this card. You keep thinking there's a shortage of abundance, but shortage is only a perception. There is a never-ending stream of abundance. There's no shortage whatsoever. Yeah, so just like what we were just talking about. Then there's another one I have upside down. So I'm selfish enough to want to feel good. Feeling good indicates your connection to clarity, wellness, and abundance and all good things. Feeling good is your most natural core belief. So I feel like right now, because this is upside down, comments. Oh my God. I'm 53. I'm not 20s, but thank you very much. So, okay. So right now you're not feeling that great. But like you could be. So in this case, the cat is like connecting with like earth energy, rolling in the grass. So I would like take a walk or whatever you can do to just sort of feel part of the natural world will help you like shift your mindset. Because like we need to like readjust our mood before we can like proceed with doing, like, living our lives. Like, if you find like you're grumpy, it's worthwhile. It's like very efficient and responsible of you to take like 10 minutes or whatever to like shift your mood more positively. And that might mean like being outside, or like sometimes like being in water, having a bath, whatever. Like just something where like something of the natural world is like helping circulate its energy through you. So take good care of yourself so that you're going to make like better choices, and like so that you can like really live your passions and be awesome. Okay. Feeling good indicates your connection to clarity, wellness, and abundance. So again, it's like about this connecting with your abundance and your possibilities and the stuff you're creating. So unless you are in this abundant mindset where you're feeling good, like and feeling good doesn't mean having to know everything, know all the answers. You can just kind of feel good, like, and that gives you the sort of push to make good decisions, instead of being grumpy and focusing on like the negative, which doesn't help. So like in the background of this reading, aside from like you manifesting like how your awesome new life, there's also this like leaving something behind that was like a struggle and painful, and like where there was like a poor connection. So there might be, for some people, in order to have this like brand new start, like leaving behind something that was like a relationship that was full of struggle, whether it's like with a person, work situation, something creative like that where you're working with other people, but the vibe is like relationshipy to me. Okay. I'm just reading your comments. It's funny. Okay. So then we have the Hangman. What do? Normally I don't read cards for work. I just do this to say hi to you guys and give back and stuff. But I do distance healing over video chat and psychic readings within that. So like, so it's not just a psychic reading like, oh, this is what I see about your life. It's like I can fix it. I can change the energies. And so you can see on my website, if you look in the testimonials page, you can see how people's experiences of those sessions, if it interests you. Okay, so we have the Hangman. I'll show you that. Let's have a look. I mean, the feeling I get when I look at this card is like, if you do spend time like in a park or something, you're just like, your level of energy is like really high, and you're getting like, you feel more of a connection with the natural world than maybe you have in a long time. And it's kind of just fun for you, like even just going out and having this like different way of seeing the world, before might have made you feel like confused or something, or not yourself. Now you're like, I'm this, like I can do anything, like I'm all kinds of different experiences all wrapped up into one. Like you're not limiting your character based on like the rest of the world. You're just like, I'm an awesome being living on earth, having these spiritual experiences, hanging from a tree branch by a snake, like, it's like, woo, so it's like no longer feeling like trapped in stuff that just wasn't working and wasn't authentic to yourself, and just kind of in this battle. Now you're just like really comfortable being your wild self, so that you can like go forward and be passionate and express yourself in many different ways confidently, because you're so like centered. You're happy knowing your own thoughts. Okay. Okay, and then we have the Five of Cups. This is my cat heaven. Okay. Let's let you look at it for a second. You said, hey buddy. Yeah, so I feel like in this case, like you're sort of tired of putting yourself out there, like, hey, I did this, like check it out, and then you just kind of feel like you're falling on your face, and like people are taking too long to notice, and they're not like seeing how awesome you are. Um, and it's giving you this feeling of being left out. I mean, a lot of people might be feeling this way just because of like all the quarantines and stuff. We're so isolated, and it's like a different way of trying to reach out to people, like using the internet instead of just being out in the world and having fun and being face to face, like in places you're used to going. And so you're just kind of tired of like this sort of lazy lifestyle. I totally understand. And even if you're like going for a walk by yourself out in the park, like you're still connecting with that kind of awesome, energetic, like wild side of yourself. And that will draw people to you. And like when things do open up more, like you'll just be so on the ball and just such a brighter version of yourself, more focused. And you're just gonna really like blow people away with your new focused passion, like your really authentic, beautiful self that you refined during that time. So it feels really good. And you're getting rid of like stuff that really wasn't serving you, and you're just like done with painful relationships and comfortable like leaving them because like everything's on the table now. Like there's no question about it. This card feels like quarantine too. You're like separated from take, take me out for dinner. I don't know if we're in the same town. Anyway, but if you can contact me through I gotta read this one thing. Okay. Thank you for your compliment. Okay. So then we have okay, the Seven of Swords. Normally this means like fighting with people, but this in this depiction it's like you're feeling kind of left out, and maybe your like angry attitude kept you separated from like all the fun. So maybe look at like how in different situations you were maybe like too aggressive with your words, and that's like created this wall here and separated you from all the chickens. um, yeah, I mean, in this case, like the wolf would probably eat the chicken, so they might enjoy having that wall there. But let's say you could play nicely with the chickens. I just get the feeling I get is that you've maybe been kind of harsh with your words, and like not everybody's great at like emailing or texting, so I get it. So maybe think of your audience before you press send with stuff, so that they're not like, whoa, like, you know, it's a bit harsh or whatever. So I kind of feel like maybe some of this like loneliness in case of the drabs has built up some resentment of like be feeling left out. But that can be turned around just by softening your boundaries and being less harsh with people. Like, you know, like see what situation that other person's in that you're talking to, and maybe have some compassion for them. Like everyone's having stress in their own different way. Like no two people are the same. So don't assume like life is easier for somebody else, and don't like be in attack mode. And try not to dwell on the negative. Just be like, I'm awesome. I'm just in this kind of like waiting period right now. And that's a really good time to just really get to know myself and like how cool I am inside. Even though I feel like I'm being kind of suspended, it's like I can enjoy this too, and it actually can be like extremely vibrant. Like if you're not like in normal life, we're not going around glowing from our head, like naked upside down from a tree. Like it's special circumstances. And being isolated is like maybe making us kind of glow more because we're actually connecting with ourselves and our connection with the universe. So we're shining a bit brighter than before. You know. Okay, that's not about this reading. Okay. So then we have the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups. So this is like pretty intense and awesome. So wait a second. The High Priestess just hid underneath the couch. Where is she? Oh, there. Okay, get her back. All right, here she is again. I'll just show you. And we also have the Ace of Cups. So a brand new, sort of overflowing, heart-based new beginning, like new beginning in love. So if, let's say this situation was really tired and you're like ending something because you're like, this just hurts me. She's not interested. Like when I say she, it's like the feminine energy. You know, the masculine energy is like super tired of trying. And like the universe, you know, God, the source energy is kind of saying like, I'm giving you something brand new. Notice it. Hi, like you don't have to be doing this. You can have something even more fulfilling and awesome than you ever imagined with someone who's maybe a little more magical and focused than you're used to. Like in this case, this woman's just kind of cute and stuff. And maybe she's like that feminine energy could be in a male or female, whatever. But like there's sort of like this seductress and she knows, like the feminine energy knows they can have like variety of choice and stuff like that. But that doesn't make them a good partner. But like this person's super focused, knows themselves, has done the inner work, is like knows their power, knows their place in the universe. And it's like, this is the person that you're going to be like offered this beautiful new chance with, that the universe is like, hey, like their big giant hand is like, check it out. Like I'm disrupting your normal life for this message about like this other option. And it might be someone that like your friends or family are just like, whoa, like you want someone like that. Like they're a bit more powerful or like self-possessed than what they're used to seeing you hang out with. But you've done all this leveling up, you know yourself better. It's like, why wouldn't you also want like a stronger partner, right? Read your comments. Lois Lane. You're funny. Okay. I think she was a brunette, no, like Lois Lane. But I get it, like secretary vibe. Okay. And then we have Temperance. Okay, this is a really detailed card. I'll let you look at it a bit. Okay, you have a question there. Normally, I would ask for like a tiny donation, but like because your comments are funny, I'll think about your question. Unless your question is about, I don't know if your question's, is it about a real person or are you just like joking around with me? Let me know the answer to that. Okay, so we have Temperance. So it's like you have to kind of control this, like these kind of crazy, like these vibes you're not used to. You're kind of freaking out over like all these new feelings, and you know, because like taking the time to like look inward is bringing up all these like inner visions, maybe dreams that are stronger than normal, and like energies that are more powerful than you're used to, and you're like, what in the heck is going on? Like, who am I? So you need to take the time to like sort of sit with these energies and balance them before you worry about them too much. It's like it's better to not judge but to observe. I find like when you're meditating, so it's like, and when you start opening up spiritually, you know, you're connecting with these strong energies that you're not accustomed to, and you're like, what is going on? Like, who am I? So don't panic, just observe and enjoy the process of kind of opening these Christmas presents of stuff that has been like laying in wait for you, that you're finally like taking the time to open. And yeah, it can feel a bit wild at times, but it's like, yes, you are like a co-creator in the universe, and you do have the power to like change your focus and make something incredible if you have like that kind of inner poise to like be one with the universe and connect with your own personal, you know, circuit of energy that can like bring about sort of like bring heaven to earth. Like if you think of heaven as what's beautiful in your imagination, and you have the focus to be like, okay, because I can see it, I can have it, and you train your mind like a toddler to like keep going back to the sort of heaven on earth stuff that you want, and then you find you're like working with energies like depicted in this card. So, and then you are going to like transform your life, but you have to kind of stay calm and enjoy the process and be observant instead of like judgy and like judgy about yourself, or you know, just like be open-minded about it and be interested instead of fearful and like just shutting it all down, you know. You're funny. Okay. Like I said, like in the comment box, like is my website, and there's the contact thing. If you should wish to like book something or ask me a question, I'll read that and answer you. Okay. So then we have chrysoprase, nurturing. I open up and allow myself to be nurtured. Yeah, so part of like being abundant is receiving, okay? So that means you're letting the universe like love you and bring things to you, right? So you're allowing nurturing to take place towards you, you know? So if you're always someone who always feels like you need to like put efforts out there for other people, you need to really nurture that, what they call like feminine energy of being receiving. And it does feel good to be nurtured, and so you're not like in this feeling of lack or aloneness and stuff. Yeah, so be open to that, and so that by just like in this card where like all these energies are flowing and you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, it's like open to them so that you can upgrade your power, so you can bring in beautiful things into your life. Like it's kind of like it's all out there for you, and you can walk through the world feeling like deprived, or you can see things, you can like rub your eyes and like see things differently and go like, oh my gosh, there's so much abundance. It's here for me too. It's really here for the people who are ready to receive it. So it's like, am I ready to receive these energies? Am I ready to let the universe nurture me? Like, or am I just closed and judgy and stuff? Like, can I like possibly love myself enough to like enjoy my own energy so that it can feel deeper and more focused, so I can become like the most beautiful version of myself? and create like beautiful, wonderful things in this world, you know. So we had the Lover's card, but it came out upside down. So yeah, you're kind of like fighting with yourself in terms of like authenticity and listening to the universe right now. Having said that, there is like the possibility of an awesome, stable relationship here. So it's like, can you get over yourself in terms of um, like, can you allow beautiful things into your life? Can you allow the visions you have like in your heart, like in this kind of paradise in your imagination? Can you allow those things to be real? You know, like the people who like do like really far out stuff in their lives, like really change their lives radically, they make a decision to be like, I can have this. Like, I don't have it right now, but I can have it because I see it. And it's like, first you have to open that gift in the sense of an idea, and then you have to be open to it, open to hearing the counsel of like the universe in their hand and stuff, so that you can turn this around and like have this really authentic relationship. Because when people are like naked, it's like they're being real. So these two people are like super comfortable being themselves, and they know that their situation is like divinely guided because they saw it like in their heart, they saw it in their, like this paradise in their mind. And then that creates this really stable beginning, like this, like it's a marriage card basically. Yeah, it's like two people's passion and vision coming together, supporting this canopy and like framing this relationship. Okay, wait. A name? I don't know. Jeremy. Yes, that's the name you can use. Okay. Now we have 2 of Pentacles, but like you can also use your own name. I don't know what, or you can reference this like your handle on your live chat thing. Okay. 2 of Pentacles. I'll let you look at this for a second. So I kind of feel like in this card, you have the awareness of like what's sort of going on worldwide, and you have kind of this feeling like it's overwhelming, and like someone needs to take control of it. It's like there's this hand in the middle of like grabbing it, and this sort of feels like maps of the world like around this snake, and then this cloudy stuff. You know, that's what I'm getting it from. But I feel like you're forgetting that there's like the universe is in charge and there's sort of a natural order. And like if we can put our minds to positive place and like not feel like we have to grab onto stuff so directly, just your faith and your positive outlook will sort of create these wheels to be able to like function. And these wheels I feel like are like the universe and source energy, like making things run smoothly. Because sometimes like humans and conflict, and that's just like getting your feet stuck in the mud, like, whereas the universe has this like higher vision for everything. And if we can just be in tune with ourselves and like in a mindset of like peace, and we have faith that we're essentially good and that our projects are beautiful and unique, you know, then it gives us this faith that like everything's kind of locking in, like Tetrising in to like make sense together in a global kind of way. Oh my gosh, time flies. So I think I did I do all the cards? Yeah. I guess because it was like making me giggle, some of the comments and stuff made the reading go by quicker. But yeah, if you are looking for someone to do like distance healing or psychic reading, I've been doing it since 2003. I've like a lot of happy clients, and their testimonials are on my page, so you can get an idea of like what the sessions are like from their testimonials. And it's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys, and I really hope you have a beautiful evening. I hope this reading was a nice experience for you and helpful in some way, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.